People go and they lose their patience. Small things which could be resolved just because of this argument saying that an intern is not a doctor. The training that an intern gets is different. A doctor gets is different from any other interns. Completely. So, Mr. Speaker, if we don't know, let's say we don't know and agree to be told. And this is the biggest problem of having someone leading that docket. And she has got no clue about what doctors go through. Incompetence of the highest order, Mr. Speaker. Because in other countries, when it is devolution, it is fully devolved. It is devolution. We keep on saying forms follows functions, but yet it doesn't. So I think now, I keep on saying, and I want to repeat this thing, that what the doctors are asking for is very basic. It's what has been agreed upon. The doctors are simply saying, give us our 15,000 shillings, which was you were supposed to give us. That is issue number. Mr. Speaker, I think we are missing the point here. Our committee has done the much that it can do when it comes to the issue of health. We now have the Labour Committee, which we hope will be able to take on the other issues that to do with the issue of salary delays, the issue of promotion, issues related to labor. Although we have taken the time to call the Minister for Health, the Minister for Labor, and also all these other stakeholders, our scope was limited because of issues associated with the committee. But I think it's about time, Mr. Speaker, that we ask ourselves serious questions. And these are serious questions that are supported by the Constitution. Health is devolved. Apart from issues of level 6, from level 1 to level 5, community health workers, those issues are devolved. But the problem has been, and this is where the governors don't get it right. When the national government decide to take on a function which is supposed to be supervised by the county government, the national government come in and say, for the community health workers, we will pay you X amount of money. We'll give them X amount of money. In the small budgets, Mr. Speaker, that we sent to the county governments forget that national government, the Ministry of Health, which is led by someone who is not even a doctor to be able to understand the pain of doctors, gets 141 billion shillings, which is equivalent to the shareable allocation of almost 30 counties. Then immediately the governor say, even us will pay 50%. So you hear headlines, the national government has released 3 billion. So of course, it will also affect the county budgets, and they will also release an additional 3 billion. Where is that money coming from? Then now you hear governors saying, because that is what they said in the meeting, that CBA which was negotiated was not fair. It was not fair. It is discriminatory because other interns should also be getting the same amount. So we can only give them 70. Mr. Speaker, if this House, the Senate, does not take this matter very seriously and deal with it, we will continue failing devolution. We'll continue failing our citizens who have brought us here. Mr. Speaker, when we were passing health-related bills, I remember telling my chair in the committees that this is all about the Benjamins. This is all about money. That's why we are rushing. You know, we are rushing to pass these bills. We read them, they are brought here, and we literally pass them even before the committee considers them. You know, we need to start thinking seriously. And I want to echo the words of my brother, Senator Sifuna, when he says that governments come and go, you know, but institutions should remain forever. This institution as a Senate has got to remain, and it has got to take a futuristic position in terms of defending the rights of our people. If we cannot defend the rights of our people to be able to really fight for devolution, then what are we going to be doing here? I think, Mr. Speaker, it's about time that we now ask ourselves, what does devolution mean in Kenya? Because in other countries, when it is devolution, it is fully devolved. It is devolution. We keep on saying forms follows functions, but yet it doesn't. So I think now, I keep on saying, and I want to repeat this thing, that what the doctors are asking for is very basic. It's what has been agreed upon. The doctors are simply saying, give us our 15,000 shillings, which was you were supposed to give us. That is issue number one. The doctors are saying, pay the interns 206,000 Kenya shillings. That is issue number two. The doctors are saying, the Honorable Senator, Majority Whip, you're a doctor. When you fall sick, I'm the one taking care of you. I don't even have medical cover. Please provide me medical cover so that I can easily take care of you. Very basic things. The doctors are saying, Mr. Speaker, that the national government, the Ministry of Health, must respect court orders. But when we have meetings, they say we have agreed on 15 or 13 matters, if we have not agreed on 2 matters. The 2 matters that you've not agreed are the ones that you are mandated by the court for you to be able to agree. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm going to ask simple questions, and these are questions that we must all ponder. Do we feel great when our people are dying in hospitals? Mr. Speaker, I can say 80% of all the hospitals in this country are closed now. People go and they lose their patients. Small things which could be resolved just because of this argument saying that an intern is not a doctor. The training that an intern gets is different. A doctor gets is different from any other interns. Completely. So, Mr. Speaker, if we don't know, let's say we don't know, and agree to be told. And this is the biggest problem of having someone leading that docket. And she has got no clue about what doctors go through. Incompetence of the highest order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter which should pain all of us. We are here to defend the interest of our people. We shouldn't defend any individual interest. We defend the interest of the collective, all the Kenyans, because the truth of the matter, Mr. Speaker, is that right now, the people who are in the Ministry of Health have become overnight billionaires. Why? Because there's a lot of money in the Ministry of Health. When you are controlling a budget of 141 billion shillings, you're equivalent to about 30 governors. So you'll stand there and you say, no, you can easily say whatever you want to say. Because you don't give a hoot in hell about the life of Kenyans. So, Mr. Speaker, I would request you.
Honorable Kina, if you are dissatisfied with the conduct of the CS in charge of health, you know exactly what to do. You bring a motion and you prosecute it. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I'm guided. And it is not that we haven't pondered on that. No, we keep on saying, let them deal with the first one they're dealing with the fake fertilizers. Then now we'll come back and deal with the other ones to save humans' life. You know, seriously, Mr. Speaker. You know, when you sit there, Mr. Speaker, the people of Kilifi are also saying, oh, And the people of Kenya are saying now we elevated our speaker from a person from Kilifi to the country. Can we one day, Mr. Speaker, suspend the sitting of this house and we all march to the Ministry of Health? Or can we use the power that we have? Because senators, you have a lot of powers. Let me tell you. The power on the division of revenue, if you just say no, people will listen. But sometimes you forget the powers that you have. You know, I don't know whether you go and drink tea in other houses which their budget is increasing to 2 billion. Mr. Speaker, you know, sometimes we see things and it's good for us to say them here. Because this is where the truth has got no shades of gray. I mean, when you look at budgets, even budgets when they are being allocated out there, you find one member of parliament who is the chair of budget committee has now decided that he will take 1.5 billion for roads of his own constituency when other counties have got no money whatsoever. So you're saying that we have got no money, we've got no money. Then where is equity? We keep on saying, like some of us here, when we stand here, Mr. Speaker, we were trying to rely on the equalization fund because of the, you know, all the issues of session paper number 10 of 1965. But now, someone, just because that person is the chair of the budget committee, decides, I'm going to give 1.5 billion to roads of my own constituency. Shame on him. That's ridiculous, Mr. Speaker. And that is why you're saying we are missing the point here. We need now to realign our own existing resources. Instead of us rushing to World Bank to collect, yesterday I saw governors and the president going in to collect 344 million from the World Bank. And all you're doing is that you're causing problems for the future generations. Why can't we learn to then realign our existing resources? If it is true we do not have money to pay doctors, then we should not have 1.5 billion to put roads, to maintain roads. And if you follow closely, Mr. Speaker, and I don't intend to put any improper motive on our colleagues, you'll find that even contracts. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Hillary Wakili.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I want to appreciate the chairperson